up, everybody? Welcome back to Remain Room.
Stop it,
Quit it.
Stop
it. I know.
Thank
We
you.
weren't expecting this either, to be honest with you. 100 episodes is insane.
I didn't think we would get here.
No, I figured it'd be like 4 or 5. You know, I know we were shooting to just make it to 50 at first, and now we've doubled that.
I would say 20. I would say we wanted to do 20.
Well, because we really wanted to do 50 because we wanted to get Lucas Black on for the 50th, and that didn't go so well.
Yep. And let me tell you, for this 100th one, we didn't get him either.
We have
tried.
bad news.
The funniest part is we have legitimately tried.
I've tried multiple times. He's too busy wearing the same religious T-shirt over and over again to respond, I guess.
Yeah, we were like, okay, let's first try Cameo. Because he seems to be on the level to be on Cameo.
He's not.
He is not. I guess the Tokyo Drift money is that good.
Yeah, he's doing great.
I do have to do a random tangent as we do. So I watch this British car YouTube channel, and the weird, how connections work. So they're based out of England, but they went to go buy a car, like a car show in France of fancy cars that have been in movies. They were, I don't know if they did because I left it as a cliffhanger. We're going to buy Lucas Black's car in Fast and the Furious, the one that he builds in high school in America and crashes through the actual car that crashes through the house.
That's amazing. Did they end up? Oh, it's a cliffhanger though. You don't know.
They left it as a cliffhanger, but I'm feeling.
Do you want to go bid on it and start a bidding war?
Well, this was a while ago, but literally it was it's just the shell of the car. It doesn't even have an engine or anything, but very clearly it was. They went through and being I guess there's one guy who works on all the cars that has signature style of what you can very clearly tell he's worked on it. So you very much know this was the car in the movie because of how where they had to put the shit in it to make it flip and whatnot. And so
yeah. Well, here's a new podcast pitch for you then regarding that. Now, what we're going to shoot for our next goal, because you have to have goals if you want to keep going. That's what we've learned in this 100 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So the new goal is to find that car and podcast in it.
We've been meaning to go to the UK.
It's about time, dude. It's been about a year for me. So
a year. It's been it's been 8. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you studied in Bath.
But I've been back since.
That's true. So, 100th episode, baby. Here we go. So what we wanted to do is, as you all may or may not be aware, because I don't know any of your lives, we put out a couple of clips asking you all to vote and send us your feedback on some of your favorite things.
Fan feedback, because we do it for you.
We do it for you. We do it for us, and we do it for you. And so we asked for your feedback of your favorite moments, your favorite things from the last 99 episodes, I guess. And I gotta be honest. I'm very surprised at how much feedback we actually got.
I am as well.
I was like, whoa, okay. We got, many responses. So firstly, I think we should start out with thank you.
Yes. Thank you, fans, for listening and giving us thumbs up on things, liking,
subscribing, commenting, all of that stuff. Even though I know most of you are just in it to give us shit.
Yes.
It actually really helps. The more you comment, the more you interact with us, the more we get pushed into people's algorithms. And I'll just say in the last month or two, we've actually gained 15 new followers. And if you know anything about our followership, that's pretty significant. Yeah. And it's because you guys are weighing in and voting and commenting and sharing. So
yeah. And I think, I can't remember. I think we released our Spotify. We gave us weird awards that probably don't mean much, but mean much to us of we were, I think, one of the best growing podcast.
Yeah, and one of the highest rated video podcasts on Spotify.
Yes. Most watched video podcast.
Well, most watched, yeah. So that is all thanks to you guys. And I know we always joke around about how even if we had 0 followers or listeners, we'd still be doing this, which is true.
That's true.
But it is very, very fun and cool to know that we have actual fans and people who appreciate our content. So one of the things that I wanted to start with is actually a really heartfelt fan praise that we got. So John Mark, shout out, buddy. Love you.
Who is not black.
Who is not black or French black. He is
specifically French black.
Jean-Marc. Which, by the way, if we could find that clip, that's very funny.
Can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, I can.
What JM stand for? And he was like, "Oh yeah, Jean-Marc. I thought you were black, like French black." With your name.
Jean-Marc Gusteau.
Yeah, that's me. No, it's I get that a lot.
You should see me with my pants off.
What does that even mean?
I think you were trying to say you had a big black dick.
Oh, that episode is so great. I love that clip. Love that man. Would love to have him back on so he gets another chance to hit that recording didn't turn out so well because it was in person.
And we had no idea what we're doing. That was my first visit out to LA.
Yeah, over a year ago, dude. That was awesome. So that's a clip that we love from John Mark, and the praise that he gave is, I genuinely love listening to Damien and Christian talk about the Midwest. It's nice to hear a couple of local boys praise their local restaurants and must-do activities. People may not think of Omaha as a travel destination, but these two make me want to visit. That's pretty great.
That's are we the tourism board for Omaha now?
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, kind of.
We have at least gotten 2 people to come, 2 people who should never have come to Omaha, Nebraska, to come to Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, 2 have successfully come to Nebraska, and John Mark and his girlfriend Chantel also are in the bullpen wanting to come and visit as well. So are we doing more for Omaha tourism than Omaha government? Maybe.
Probably. I would say so.
I would say that's probably true.
It's we're actually bringing people in, not pushing them out. So
that's true. That is very true. So thank you, John Mark, for the amazing praise. That's great. Thank you for the funny content over the last couple of years. He also has one of our, actually maybe our highest viewed clip that we've ever put out. Shout out to when we were at his birthday party, again, while Christian was here for the first time. And we found the gold in his backyard. I think that has somewhere around 6,000 views, which is really great. We can cut to that if you want.
I actually have that pulled up.
Hell yeah. Guys, Christian's been our producer this whole time. Isn't that cool?
Who knew?
Here we go. Shout out JM.
I think there's gold in them there heels.
I think I found one. Hey.
Hey.
Woo! Man, that's gonna be at least 5 pounds.
It just stops.
Also, love how terrible our editing skills apparently were at that point of just not editing out of the okay, go at the beginning.
Okay, go. Hey man, you got to start somewhere. But it goes to show, whether it's perfectly edited or not, people loved that clip.
It on YouTube that has over 5,000 views.
That's fantastic. I will take it. It's by no means viral, but it's viral for us, as in infection.
Like a menstrual, I bleed.
Yes, exactly. So thank you for the great content and the great words of praise. Love you, buddy. The next thing that I think we want to go into is we had a very good response as far as what our fans voted in the top 10 guest episodes of all time.
Yes.
And these came with really, really great results, and a lot of people voted on this. So without further ado, we're going to start. You want to start from 10 and go down to number 1?
Yeah, like most countdowns do.
All right. I didn't know if you want to just spoil it and go straight from 1.
We'll go straight to the top, baby.
If you want to watch
Roll
rock
like
and
a
roll.
twerk. No, all of our grass.
Long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So
Love
coming
School
in,
of Rock.
it is one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's actually a very good movie.
So coming in at number 10, the 10th favorite guest episode is none other than our boys from Emergency Break.
Yes.
Fantastic episode. In our heyday of interviewing UK punk bands.
Yeah. Were they the ones that kind of started it all for us? No.
Them and the IDKs.
Yes. Which they, I don't believe they're on the top 10, but they, again, amazing band that really opened the door for a lot of the bands we interviewed. From, I didn't realize how tight knit the London band scene was, considering how large London is.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned a lot. And the boys from Emergency, I'm going to call them boys because they are boys.
I mean, literally baby boys. I think we made that joke in the episode.
They are young and a lot of energy for sure.
Yeah, they really brought it. That was, and shout out, by the way, the IDK's Greg was their vocalist who came on and kind of started the trend of the UK bands coming on the show. So special shout out. Unfortunately, that episode didn't make the top 10 list, but it's a top 10 for us. We are very thankful that you came on and started that trend for us. And yeah, the Emergency Break boys, they brought so much energy. There it is. Look at them. Look at those little babies, those little baby boys.
They, Ewan and Leo came on. I think they both have acting in there, which theater. You can tell theater. Acting and theater, same thing, right?
Sure.
I guess.
I'm feeling amenable today, so I'm going to go ahead and agree with you.
Because it's the 100th episode, and you're like,
yeah.
Well, we made it this far, baby. It's like in a marriage. You're like, well, we're too old to get divorced now.
At this point, I couldn't have done it without you. So whatever you say goes, buddy. But yeah, the two Emergency Break boys came on and brought the energy, great stories. Just, I love people who take the piss out of each other, and they really are cheeky. I think
one of my favorite clips of this, I don't think we actually made, well, we may have made a clip of it, was talking about the Tesco meal deals.
We did make a clip about that. It is in our list here.
Play the clip.
We'll play the clip.
So it's time to get dinner. So what do we get for dinner when it's the Emergency Break gig day? We get a meal deal. Sometimes
It's safe.
There's those chances, but it is such a quintessential part of British culture. They aren't too cheap. They are going up. They still are fairly cheap. You get a sandwich, a wrap. Oh, you can get some chocolate.
Pasta. You can get pasta.
Pasta. You get drinks. They are so good.
Yeah.
So I think
and we know we're not going to get the runs 3 minutes before.
I was going to say that's the challenge of before you go on stage is you got to make sure if you're going to eat anything, it's not going to mess up your bowels at all. So as you can see, our clip making abilities have very much improved over the last year.
Yes, they have.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I was just literally talking to my Abby about it, and I was like, I just wish we had fucking Tesco meal deals, or like any grocery store in the States had that, where I could just like for like $4 to $5 pick up like just a sandwich, a bag of chips, and a soda, and like be on my way. Because sometimes like I don't want fast food all the time, and just I just want like a cheaper sandwich, and just I don't want to make a sandwich. I just want to go and like grab and go kind of situation. Which the gas station by me kind of has a Tesco meal deal, but it's like a hot dog and chips and a soda.
I can't wait to get to that portion of this conversation, because there is coming in very, very high for one of our most favorited bits that we ever did, which actually doesn't even have a clip, but it's a deep pull from anyways, we'll get to that later when we get into the bits portion. But just keep hot dogs on the brain. I mean, not that that's difficult. Hot dogs are always on the brain.
Yes.
But anyway, so shout out Emergency Brake Boys. One of my all-time favorite, because that really got us. That's when I would feel comfortable saying that episode really kind of started to blossom our interview skills.
Yeah. Especially having, I think that might have been one of our first, and I think it was the first interview where we interviewed, there's 4 of us in an interview, which can get a little, choppy. But I thought it went really well. And
I agree.
Really. And I think sadly, I can't remember if you confirmed this or not, Damien, that the band might have broken up at this point as of
December.
Yeah,
2025. I don't know. I should reach out to them and check in on them because I'm still friends with them on socials and stuff. I should check in, but let's keep our fingers crossed that the boys are still together, and keep making the rounds in the UK. I know what they were doing was very cutting edge and creating their own festivals, and I know a lot of our fans really, really were impressed by their ability to buckle down and create their own music festival. So that's why it came in as the number 10 top favorite episode. So shout out to the EB boys.
Yeah. Shout out
wherever they may be. Should we go to number 9?
Yeah. Number 9.
Number 9. Great episode.
It is Meredith Disney Walford.
Fantastic episode. And really great views on that one too. Really seemed to resonate with a lot of people. I had a really, really fun time. We talked about a lot of cool shit, a lot of great music, tattoos.
Yeah. Again, continuation of British musician. I will say that is, I think, one of the craziest aspects. I think both me and Damien really took a step back with this podcast and really thought about and really appreciated it. Just 2 fucking knuckleheads. Also, I'm starting to use the word knucklehead a bit more.
I love it. Never stop using that word.
Knuckleheads from middle of nowhere America. Even Omaha is the city, but literally the middle of America is interviewing British musicians.
Yeah, who are playing not small gigs.
Yeah,
really.
And so we really appreciate just learning about a lot of different things, especially with Meredith, learning about again, I think with her episode, we went more into of what it actually day to day looks like to try to be a professional musician, to make that your career. And so that was really cool aspect with her is here, let me share the YouTube of it.
Pull that up because that was a really fun conversation. I also loved that she was one of the few people who was I am not interested in traveling.
Nope, she doesn't want to travel. She definitely said also a musician who was hey, I'd rather almost be a studio musician than a solo musician, the front person. And so she was amazing to have on. You guys really bonded over tattoos, which I don't have quite yet because I'm very not good at committing to that kind of thing.
Don't tell Abby.
Yeah.
But I also loved, this is one of those great episodes where we kind of showcase that, yes, we're 2 idiot knuckleheads from Nebraska who are silly and can't really take anything seriously. But we did get into very heartfelt, emotional conversations in this one as well.
Yeah.
And I think she was very, very gracious with her kind of opening up and giving some of that information, which ultimately resulted in a very, very comfortable and open conversation that was really back and forth really well. So loved that episode. And if you haven't yet listened to her stuff, her musical abilities are, especially on the guitar, she fucking wails, dude.
Let me here. If we're gonna go with heartfelt, let's go with the heartfelt clip.
Let's do it.
The more I started writing, the more I kind of was okay, I'm actually kind of writing decent stuff now. And I didn't initially intend to release it because once you kind of have something out there under your name, obviously it's very vulnerable.
Right.
You're very much like, I feel like I love kind of watching progression of artists and stuff like that, like where you listen to an album and it's like completely different album to album on the genre. But like there was an element of, if I'm going to release something fully under my name, it has to kind of be a representation of everything I love musically. And once I kind of figured out exactly what my sound was kind of going to be, and obviously it's always was going to be very guitar heavy. I think in one of the EP tracks there's 6 or 7
that swipe up was pretty cool.
guitar parts.
Yeah.
I mean, and ironically, I don't know if it's ironic, but kind of in the same vein as what she's talking about, where if I'm going to put something out, I want it to showcase some sort of growth. And I think just between the clips that we showed from Emergency Break to Meredith, you kind of see the growth of this podcast and our abilities and getting in touch with, how do we edit and make things look better and more concise? So I think as we go along this list and we start watching clips, we're going to see the clips go from a full like minute to a minute 10 with very little editing, very little cutting down. And as we progress, you're going to see we get clips right to the point now. Yeah. And I think maybe that is responsible for some of our growth pattern.
Yeah. We've grown, sadly.
That and our egos.
Yep. 100%.
Now I call myself a podcaster, if you can believe that.
I still don't tell people I do this.
So you're why we're not growing. All of this is a sham. We're not growing at all. We've lost 1 million followers. We're doing terrible.
1 million followers.
We had 1 million and we lost them. Thanks to Christian.
All of them. No.
Yeah, I officially tell people I'm a podcaster. I think we've earned that.
We've
title
done 100 of these bad boys. So.
And we've done 100 of these. I have also done a number of other podcasts as well.
We've done some
throughout my years. Yeah. So I feel comfortable in that.
Okay.
Number 8 is actually a fellow podcaster.
Yes.
Shout out Paul Pushkas of the Whereabout Tales.
Yeah. I fucked it up every time I said it.
It's in my brain of how to say it because I remember when I said it, his face was like, whoa, you did it. Yeah. But shout out Paul, Whereabouts Tales. This episode was so damn fun. Mm-hmm. We had a great time. One of my all-time favorite clips is his teacher being a vampire. That got some good views.
Yep, here we are.
And of course, that's the 1670s.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I heard a story, and
my setup on this is great.
You just tell me right or wrong.
Yes.
One of your favorite teachers growing up was actually Dracula.
No.
No.
I had so.
I'm seeing that German humor come through now. I have not met Dracula. He is not a real person.
No. So
terrible accent.
I had a crazy.
That was good.
That was a killer clip. I love that episode. Is so fucking fun, man. That's another of our most watched between all of the YouTube, Spotify, Apple. That one's pretty highly rated.
Again, I know I just talked about with Meredith's episode of we've got like international presence. So Paul is originally from Romania, but currently living in Germany. And I think for a bit he lived in the States and just kind of a really cool experience. I can't remember if we're allowed to talk about where he works. But
no.
He works for... Okay, I couldn't remember.
We cannot name it, but
it's a major European company that most Europeans know of, which was kind of cool to hear about that, and
afforded him the ability to kind of travel and relocate, which is the premise of his podcast, which is why we wanted him to come on the show. Is his premise is very close to ours, which is kind of expats. Moving around and what their experience is like. And he's a really great interviewer. We actually had the pleasure of being on his show.
We did. And I just really remember talking about country music with him because he loves country music. And Damien's like, I hate country music, which was kind of cool to be like, hey, this guy who lives in Germany just likes American country music,
which is also hilarious because we're from Nebraska, which country music is very, very popular.
Yeah.
From there. So the fact that somebody from Romania who lives in Germany listens to more American country than I do is pretty cool.
Yeah. And I would say, we've become internet friends, as I would say. He very much is active with our Instagram, always commenting and supporting us. And so
he shares a lot of our stuff. So thank you so much for that. Even still.
Yeah.
Just a really great podcast partner to have. So we really appreciate him. And I'm really glad that the fans do too.
Yeah.
Rating him as 8 out of 99 is pretty fucking great. And it's good to know that the fans appreciated him as much as we did.
Yeah.
Number 7.
I'm going to let you do this one.
The ever infamous Joe Welch has come on this show actually twice. The christening of the podcast.
Yes. He episode number 1. I can't. Not actually episode number 1 because no podcast ever actually releases episode number 1. He was on episode. Is it actually episode? I can't remember.
So episode 2 is actually episode number 1.
There we go.
Yeah. So we actually recorded our first ever. It's called "Welcome to Remain, Rome, Return." As a matter of fact,
that's true.
And that's our second episode, but we had recorded that, and I happened to be talking to Joe, and little lore of the foundation of this podcast. The reason I was starting a podcast is because Joe Welch sent me a podcast microphone for free. He shipped it to me.
How he shipped it to you?
Yeah,
like, there's no other way you would have got it. But
yeah, he was. I mean, he's been supportive of the show since the beginning. Yeah. He had a really nice, heartfelt text that he sent me at one point, which is, "You are doing such a great job with the podcast, and the theme of the podcast is so great because it's specific and broad, so it kind of has the ability to run itself at this point." And I was like, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So big contributor, big supporter of the podcast. And I think Romanticizing Cockroach Living was only ever released on Spotify and Apple.
Yes.
And still has our second or third most views.
Yeah. I always say this list, we're going to have some really good guests and like really great episodes with people. But I would say this is the most on theme of our episodes we've had.
I would
actually
100% agree.
Truly sticking to the theme of what the podcast is supposed to be. And yeah, no, because you've been friends with Joe almost over 20 years
since freshman year of high school.
So about 20 years at this point, solid 2 decades. And so, and it was also just really great because I also going back to being on theme of like, the podcast, his name is Remain, Rome, Return, which we are never changing the name because
never.
It's, the Triple R podcast. Yes. But it truly also is like Joe's the Remain, Damien's the Return or Rome, and I'm the Return aspect of it. And so I think it also just really sums up the podcast well.
And Joe was on fire this episode too. He was. I mean, he was locked in not only onto the theme of the podcast, but also was quipping and making funny jokes and bashing Omaha. Because although he is a Remainer, he has notoriously been on the record saying that he does not like Omaha.
Yes. No, he has been looking to get out. Still there as of now of this podcast being released. But and shout out to the band Bug Heaven.
Yes. Oh my God.
Was local Omaha band, but now he is out in Philly, and we definitely need to have him on the podcast. But he was so graciously let us use one of the songs from Bug Heaven that I thought really sums up about, specifically for Joe, of a lot of people who are in Omaha who like want to get out but can't.
Yeah. And just, we make a lot of jokes now that we've been doing this for 99, now 100 episodes. we make the joke a lot of like, go back and listen to our old stuff. We were way better podcasters back then. And in my head, this one and Welcome to Remain Rome Return, the first 2 episodes of our podcast ever, is what I'm literally talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think as far as 2 people with 0 podcasting experience coming out of the gate with Romanticizing Cockroach Living and Welcome to Remain Rome Return, I really think we came out the gates pretty strong, on point with what the show is about. And now that we're at episode 100, I think we've kind of, it's been harder to stay on that theme for many, many reasons. We are kind of starting to repeat some things, which is why the guest episodes have been so important.
Yes.
But just really, really amazing. And real quick, before we move on, as I said, Romanticizing Cockroach Living is our first ever episode that we put out, and it is only on Spotify and Apple until now.
Yes. I believe at this point we have released it. There's no video, sadly.
Because we didn't record it with it.
Yep, because we didn't know that we were going to make this. To be fair, I would say in the time frame from episode 1 to this 100th episode, like, video podcast became a really big thing. Like, I know so many podcasts that started out not doing video and they were very anti-video and be like, hey, I'm never going to do video, are now doing video because that's how people consume it. And we didn't really have clips at this point. And honestly, I wish we did, because one of my favorite things that we have that should be a clip is life cycle of a Midwest couch.
Oh, and we quote that regularly.
I don't remember if that made the fan favorite top list.
It did not, unfortunately, but it is one of our favorites. And I think we just use it in one of our most recent episodes. I referred back to the life cycle of the couch.
Yep.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think we do have a clip of that. Let's cut to that.
Here we go.
Every Midwest couch is disgusting. That is true. It's a family heirloom for some reason. I'm like, oh, great grandma June had this couch. I'm like, it's time to go. Just like Grandma June, it has its expiration date.
This is the progression that we have been talking about, very summed up. So I feel like this is going to be a fitting point describing the Midwest couch.
Yeah, close it out on this.
Okay, so it starts its life.
We closed out the episode with it.
The parents sit on in the living room
Mm-hmm.
on the main floor. Then eventually it gets so old, it goes down to the basement of that house so the kids can use it. So it's in the kids' basement playroom, so it has that hard life.
That way they can play the floor as lava.
Yep. And eventually that kid grows up and moves out of that basement to their own 1-room bedroom apartment, and that couch comes with them.
And then it recycles back to the main living room couch.
Yes.
Every Midwest couch has a circle of life.
We should have just stopped there.
We should have just stopped there. That was, damn, what a summary. Even now, that's a great summary and endpoint for this topic. That was perfect.
I described it better then than I just did. I've watched that clip so many times.
What did I tell you? We're better podcasters back then. We really had our shit together.
We tried. And
We did.
we just have slightly better microphones now.
True. Yeah, that's a funny bit that should be discussed as well, as how many different microphones have I had in the iteration of this podcast? I think it's 5.
I have had 2, but also I wasn't able to move my hands for the later part of the last one. So
Because it would cut out.
it would if I touched it, it would. And as we've watched this video so far, I probably have done something like this, or
Cup it, stroke it.
yes.
So thank you, Joe, for being such a pivotal part of this podcast.
Yeah.
I personally think that you should have been voted a little higher than 7, but I also understand that we've had a lot of great guests, and the fact that you made it into the top 10 is great, and I appreciate that. So thanks for the support. Thanks for coming on the show, and get some damn headphones so you can come back on. I don't know what you're waiting for.
Well, the threshold of him coming back on it.
And the way that he said it was this. I said, hey, do you want to come back on the show? And he said, I can't. And I said, why? And he goes, I don't have headphones like that. And I said, like what? And he goes, I was like, well, okay.
And
Fair
if
enough.
you need to know anything about Joe, That's it.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
And then he was on a second episode where we talked about Mickey Mantle shitting his pants. That one was less on theme because Joe was in a very silly mood that day, and we just rolled with it and had a great time. So shout out Joe.
Early.
Yeah, that too. So
you never know what you're getting with Joe.
I had we have no idea. He was just like, all right, I got to go. I was like, oh, I guess we're wrapping this thing up. All right. On to number 6. I'll let you do this one.
This episode is going to be so fucking long.
Good. It's the 100th. Dude, this is a special. Like, think of this as our comedy special.
That's true.
It's going to be as long as we can.
If we had the timing of it, but we won't. 100 minutes for the 100th episode.
Oh, maybe we
got a bit to go, but we'll try. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right.
We're only on number 6, and this is the first bit we're doing.
That's true. Number 6 episode is Brooke Thayer.
Fantastic episode. And shout out to Brooke, by the way. She's another Instagram social media friend of ours. Congratulations, by the way. She had her child. Very cute.
Yes. Which I don't think she didn't tell us until after we were finished recording and everything, but she was several months pregnant.
I think she was like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah. Or like even maybe more. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, she like stood up afterwards. We're like, oh, you're pregnant.
Oh, you're very pregnant. Yeah. So quick backstory with her. She's another fantastic guest, obviously. Shout out. Just trying to be upside down everywhere.
Yes.
Is kind of her whole ethos. She's a giant traveler, basically made it her whole lifestyle for a long time. And I stumbled upon her with one of the old podcasts that I used to listen to when we first moved to California.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember the name of it now. It's been so long, but she was a guest on there. And the minute I heard her on that, I said, if I ever end up doing this podcast, I'm having her on as a guest.
Yes.
And I reached out to her and she was very interested and interesting.
Yeah. No, she was fantastic. She's lived in so many different places, traveled everywhere.
She's back in the States now.
Yeah. And because she would take like big, essentially adult gap years. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it was like, it just made me really jealous.
Yeah.
In a good way. And
I think it's called envious when it's a good thing.
Yes, envious.
Because we still want her to have that. We're not trying to take that from her.
No. Yeah, jealousy sounds so bad. Envious.
Yes.
And so, no, she had some great stories. I'm trying to think of the best clip to upload of.
Yeah. Actually, if you go to one of our most viewed clips on Instagram is of her. So if you want to bring up Instagram, it's the one where she's introducing herself, actually.
Oh, I can find that easily on YouTube.
She does a really great, and I knew that she would kill it on her intro. So a lot of times we introduced the person, but I told her, I want you to introduce yourself because I knew she'd do a great job. Here you go.
I'm Brooke Thayer, and I grew up in a suburb just outside of Seattle, Washington. Was there most of my life until I decided to go down to the Bay Area for grad school, and then kind of got stuck there for 10 years. I don't know, San Francisco kind of sucks you in.
You get lost in the hills.
Right? But I was on kind of this career track, and I was getting really burnt out and sort of had this opportunity just to get out of Dodge, and I took 18 months off. And I left
18 months.
I left my job. I just went all around the world and met some amazing people, went to some really cool, unique places. And then after about 18 months, decided I should probably try to be a functioning adult.
Yeah, her story was bonkers of all the places. I wish I could remember all of them.
Yeah, check out this episode if you're curious. She does a really good job of breaking down all the places she's been, and all the places she plans to be, and does she want to stay in the U.S. or anything like that. It's all covered in that episode, and just such a badass move to be like, you know what, I'm fucking done with corporate life. And she had a big time corporate job, like
Fortune 500 tech job, I believe,
something like that, or it was in like biomedical. Something like that. But just to take that and go, you know what, I'm done with this, and just fuck off for over a year.
Yeah,
is just it's incredible, and I love that she's like, you can do it too if you want. She kind of gives you the layout of how to do it.
Yeah,
you know,
and great story. Definitely listen. Go listen for it.
Go back and listen to that. That's another one where, in my opinion, we did a fantastic job of sticking to the point of the program, like getting to know what is it that started your traveling. Why did you leave your hometown? Why? We just really did a great job, and she was so on track and locked in the entire time. So it's a fantastic episode. Where are we at? Number 5. Ooh, we're in the top 50% now.
Number 5, baby.
This one I'm going to let you take.
Yes.
Because this one, shout out to Christian for this one. Really, really top notch marketing for this one.
Yeah, this will be, I would say, one of my favorite guests, or like personally for myself, he kind of was a catalyst for me even thinking about getting into comedy in general, and then also even doing a podcast when Damien reached out. We do need to do a eventual sidebar again of Damien. Okay, before we introduce this guest, we're doing a midway break of
let's do it. That's normal fashion, baby.
Of people who kind of maybe came into late or haven't listened to all the episodes. Me and Damien haven't talked for a bit of how the fuck this podcast came to be. We probably should have started with that.
Probably should have but just like we always do, we're going to take it back.
We're going to take it back.
We'll get there.
Or how me and you even really know each other. Let's do a quick recap of that.
Yeah.
So
because this 100th episode is going to explode.
Yes.
It's going to be our biggest one yet.
They're going to be like, oh my goodness, I need to listen to the other 99 of these guys.
And they should.
They should. Isn't it great when you find a podcast that has a shit ton of episodes and then you catch up?
It's my favorite because I hate waiting.
Yeah. Except then when you're like, you do catch all the way up and then you're like, give me that. You need that fucking dopamine again, and be like, give me more. I'm at that
chasing that dragon fruit.
We're going to get into that later in our favorite.
Anyways,
so me and Damien met each other probably like, I'm going to say 2010, maybe 2009,
10 or 11. Yeah.
Probably 2010. So how me and Damien know each other of, the ongoing bit of He Who Shall Not Be Named that we did make up with Keegan Hansen. Me and Keegan went to college together. We were in the same fraternity, and so me and Keegan became good friends. And then he was like, hey, do you want to hang out with this guy named Damien? And I was like,
and again,
whatever.
Is he black?
No, not the case with you. And we kind of became friends. I kind of joined. You guys had your own friend group up in Omaha, and I just started to kind of hang out. Damien would just show up and like to house parties and these pajama pants that were Santa pants.
The Santa pants, baby. Rest in peace. In memoriam should be added.
It should be added to the. There's probably a picture of them somewhere,
I'm sure.
And so we we're hanging out, hung out quite a bit, and then I, out of the friend group, was the first one to leave Omaha.
And if I'm not mistaken, you left like the day or something after my wedding.
Yeah, like it was within the week of your wedding. Like you had your wedding, and then I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And we kind of lost contact for a little bit just because I was out,
as you do,
fucking around, making fun of you.
Yep.
Because Damien, again, going back to the theme of this podcast, him and his Abby were very much like, yep, we're moving to LA. We're going to do it. And I was like, you've been saying that for fucking years. You're not. And then you did it. And I had to fucking eat crow. Another saying I've been saying more.
Fight milk.
And then I was super proud of you that you did it. And we still hadn't talked. And I never checked my Instagram. And you can take over from here, the story.
Yeah. So in essence, Christian was my last attempt at starting a podcast. I had reached out to several people many people who claimed that they were interested in doing a podcast, or friends who, as kids, you're like, man, if only we could record our stupid conversations, people would love it. And I reached out to all of them and nobody wanted to do it, or they would like, yes, I'll do it, and then wouldn't show up. And so I literally told my Abby, I said, I'm going to reach out to Christian because he does comedy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we could have a good banter and we have a little bit of a history together. And I said, this is my last ditch effort. If Christian doesn't respond.
This is my last resort.
Yes.
Okay.
No potting. So I sent him a message on Instagram because at that point I didn't have your number anymore because I don't know what happened. It just, everything splits off and
I don't trust old numbers anymore after Keegan Hansen's got a new phone number and didn't tell me, which is a very Keegan thing.
Yeah.
And so I would text his old number and be like, this, the person would respond like, this is Keegan, or this isn't Keegan, quit texting this number. I was like, oh, Keegan, which is a very Keegan thing to do, being like, don't text me.
Yeah. Blocking you on social media. He does that a lot.
Which we did back when he did have a Facebook. Ongoing bit of me and him just blocking each other, accepting it, and one of my pettiest moves, accepting his friend request, and then like within the minute just rejecting.
Yeah. So anyways, long story short, I messaged Christian on Instagram through his comedy account and was like, yo, we should start this podcast. I've got some ideas of what I want to do. I'm flirting with a couple of different things. And I think you and I could have some funny, because I always wanted it to be comedy based, like silly podcast. And needless to say, that conversation went unread for 6 months.
Yep.
And I had officially given up on podcast. That was it. I stuck true to my word and I was like, okay, it's not meant to be. I'm not going to have a podcast.
Yep. And then 6 months after that message, I'm taking a nice healthy poop, which is another theme of this podcast.
Mm-hmm. I would say number 2 most talked about.
God damn it. And I was like, oh, I should check. Someone else had like messaged me on like Instagram, and I actually like went to look at it because I didn't really use Instagram at that point. That's changed because of this podcast. I was like, oh shit. I wonder if I can find the OG message.
Maybe. I mean, you're going to have to scroll and scroll and scroll. It's probably from 2023.
It might have been. I don't know if you did messaged. Also, I had 2 Instagram accounts at that point.
It was on your comedy. Oh, was it on your comedy one? I don't even remember at this point.
I wonder if it wasn't because of I don't check my other one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But I'm pretty sure it was your comedy one. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, because I only have like 2 messages on my non-comedy.
Yeah, and that's how I had the idea to message you, because I saw you were doing comedy.
Yeah, I wonder. Can you search in the message? Search.
It'd have to be from 23, like mid to late 23, or even early 23. Honestly, it might be 22.
Okay. Yep. Here it is. Let's read the message.
Yeah, or you can send it. We'll put it up right here.
Yeah,
but read it. We'll put it up and still read it.
Okay, March 30th, 2023.
23. Wow.
Yep.
So it was early 23.
Yep. It says, do you have you ever wanted to do a podcast?
Solid pitch.
I see you're doing stand-up and I'm a giant comedy fan. If you would ever be interested in starting a comedy-based pod, I'd love to co-host with you! Exclamation point.
One exclamation.
Yep. Let me know if it's something you are ever interested and we can chat. I have been trying to get out of the 9-to-5 rat race, and comedy/pod really feels like the move. Explanation. Good way to get some more eyeballs and promotion.
On
left on red. November 27th.
Almost a year later.
Like over 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like an asshole.
And isn't that our relationship?
I didn't see this message until just now. Damien likes it with a smiley face. By the way, I do have a podcast mic, just never started one yet. You heart. And then we started chatting.
Yeah. So that's the birth of this podcast. And to take it back to what we were talking about, that impetus of starting a podcast, I think this guest, number 5,
yes,
had a very similar excitement factor for you personally.
Yes. And so
damn, I'm good at this.
Getting around to it. Number 5 is Mike Burns.
Dude. Unbelievable. And I gotta admit, I did not know who he was until you brought it up. And then I went and watched went and listened to some of his podcasts, Power Moves, and was immediately like, oh my God, I'm actually nervous for this because he is a professional.
It definitely, I think I don't really get nervous for episodes from doing comedy. You know, this one I was nervous because this was, I'm still shocked he said he would do it.
And he was so cool about it.
He didn't need to. He took time out of his day to be on our stupid little podcast when, we were still growing. I'm trying to even think.
We had less than 100 followers at that point.
Yeah. And he was super cool to come on and just like, he's a returner at this. He's from Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan. Lived in Chicago, New York, LA, did the big comedy scene, did specials, I believe, on Comedy Central, like was a legit full-time comedian. And, COVID hit and messed some things up and decided to move back to his hometown and is loving it, loves, the easygoingness of it. And still fucking shocked he said yes. Like, it also, I think this is going back to us talking about this podcast of like, just fucking go with it. What's the worst thing that can happen? Someone says no. Like, that's been our mantra for a lot of guests that we've asked to be on the podcast of like, just ask. And the worst thing is they're going to say no or just not respond to you.
And usually it's no or they don't respond. It's one of the two, usually.
Yeah. And so I was so thankful, Mike Burns, like as you can fucking see, Vice did an interview. This guy got interviewed by Vice and then decides that 2 dummies can interview him. And he was super appreciative. He was amazing to have on. Didn't shy away from any question. This was again where I think me and Damien really shined of being like, it felt like an episode of like, I think it gave me and Damien a lot of motivation to be like, hey, maybe we could keep going. I think this was one of those episodes.
Sure. I would not disagree with that at all.
Yeah.
You want to cut to the clip of now introducing Mike Burns? Because this is another one because of his professionalism of being on a mic. We kind of just let him introduce himself. Yeah. And really, really cool. So let's cut to that.
Could you do us a favor and kind of introduce yourself for people who may not know you for whatever reason?
Sure. I was a stand-up comedian for a long, long time. I don't know, like 2 decades. Wrote for some television shows. I was also the creator of the Dad Boner Twitter account.
Yes.
Probably my most popular accolade. I had a book called Power Moves that was written by that character. I used to design baby clothes and have a podcast called Power Moves with Mike Burns. And I lived in Chicago for 7 years, New York for 4 or 5, and then 12 to 14 in Los Angeles. And then during COVID, I moved back to Saginaw, Michigan, where I am here today.
I mean, killer introduction and really summed up a lot of the stuff that we ended up talking about. But even this one, as silly and fun and funny as it was, shout out the mousetrap portion, hilariously fitting for the podcast in general. But he even got kind of deep and philosophical
I was just
for this one.
Pull up the clip.
For me before in Los Angeles, it was because most comics are booze bags. They all want to party. They all want to stay up till 4 a.m. every night. I had to make some really serious life decisions. And there's 2 Post-its that I have, and these 2 things are both very beneficial to me. Like a couple of years ago, it's still up there. Was if you keep giving what you're getting, you'll keep getting what you're getting. Of course, in your life you're not going to find more joy or happiness because you're just doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. And then the other one, just for completion's sake, is Tom Petty. Most things I worry about never happen anyway.
Damn.
Again, a great one of the episodes I think I recommend to a lot of people that shows that episode we got stupid silly and then like got kind of deep and emotional. Just him talking about everything of his life and like all the things he did. And yeah, definitely something I treasure of like one of the things, you know, if we never started a podcast, I wouldn't have got to talk to him. And we talk about it in the episode and I talking about it. One of the quotes that me and my Abby say all the time is, "You're making money.
You're making money." Yeah.
And
he loved that when you brought that up.
He did. And so I think what you get from this, and one of our, I think, you know, not to ruin anything, one of our top guests for Damien, who's number 1, is just fucking go for it, man. Just like ask, just fucking do it.
And that was a lot of the more serious things that Mike Burns talked about was like essentially do it. Like, what are you waiting for? One of the other clips that we had, we don't have to go to it, but it's essentially talking about his jump to move into New York.
Yeah.
And was talking about like, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
And so he saw that challenge and went for it and was successful in it. So I took that as a personal challenge or goal, was to be like, whatever you want to do with this podcasting. And he even mentioned somewhere near the end, he mentioned something like, really great podcast. Like, I love your idea and I love the way that you guys are just going for it. And I was like, well, that right there sums it up. He loves that we're just going for it. And he told us to keep it up. And so we are.
Yeah, no, super grateful. And so
pretty amazing guest there. And if you haven't watched that, it's called, what is it called? Grandpa Boner?
Fuck. I just clicked off
something like that.
It is
Gutter Rum Grandpa Boner.
Gutter with the 3 for it. Also, check out his podcast Power Moves, and then after the episode, because you know I just enjoyed it so much. I believe, Damien, I sent you a copy of his book.
Yes, I have it on my library.
Yep, it's on my bookshelf behind me, and so
very good read. Check it out. Check him out. Watch his Vice interview. Super cool. That's when I started being like, okay, I definitely am looking forward to interviewing this guy. Yeah. Anyways, on to number 4, another Mike. Yeah. This list is full of Mikes.
It really is.
And the people who voted, and new Mikes and old Mikes and people Mikes. One of the things that we got the most feedback on is all of the Mikes.
Yes.
Was that everybody wanted all of the mics. Every mic that we've interviewed, people seem to love. So without further ado, number 4 on the list is Paddy Wagon's own Mike O'Brien. And ironically, I know we're kind of spoiling the next bit, but we're at an hour already.
Yeah.
Our number 1 highest rated clip of all time, and it doesn't have the most views, but it came in as number 1. Everybody agreed. This is the best clip in Remain Rome Return history, and it is 100% credit to Mike O'Brien. I didn't know this was happening. Christian didn't know this was happening. And his execution of this, every single person was like, this is your number 1 clip. Let's do it.
The reason I brought it up is so my daughter's she's an angel on earth. She is I guess they start to diagnose this stuff a lot sooner now, which is why I was asking. And so
he sold it so well.
There's 2 Lexic kids in her class, and to go like, hey, I'm going to be on a podcast with a guy, and he has he has dyslexia too. She was like, can I make him something? I said, you can absolutely make him something. So she made you something I wanted to show you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super sweet.
Yes. She said you would understand it.
Here. Oh my God. So Mike comes in at number 4 for fan favorite guest, but number 1 best clip in Remain Rome Return.
I will admit I bought hook, like whatever, and sinker.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
He got you so good. And to see, like, I wish we could zoom in even more to that, because you light up. You're like, oh my God, you're so enamored with the fact that like he took this, and then when he reveals the sign, the life drains from your eyes. But I could tell about a half a second after, you're trying so hard not to laugh.
You fucking do a spit take.
I was like, what? That was brilliant.
Literally did a spit take. But yeah, Mike's kind of been like, if we were to have a third member of this podcast, I would say he's been on a few times. You interviewed him and his wife when I was out on paternity leave, as we'll call it. And we've been on his. I think you've been on it twice. I think I've been on it once. And
he's kind of our brother in podcasting, to be honest. We kind of started at the same time. We have very similar vibes. I won't get into details, but he's going through kind of a rough time right now. So thoughts and prayers and whatever people say.
He's like our sister city kind of thing, where like, because he's from Pittsburgh, born and raised Pittsburgh, a Yinzer. That sounds like a slur, but it is.
It surprisingly isn't. We can use it as one if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's just the way you say it. You know,
I think an A versus an ER. I Pittsburgh and Omaha, I think, have a lot of similarities between them, and so it's
especially your house and his house with the Pittsburgh toilets in the basement.
That's true. Shout out to my basement, which I think those are part of the clips, but
we'll get to them.
We'll get to them. We always have a great time when he comes on.
He's so damn funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Check out Paddy Wagon is the name of his podcast. And just always a great time.
Love that dude. He loves you specifically. He's like, because I text him a lot. Him and I text a lot. And he's like, the way that he took that dyslexic joke, I will forever love Christian. He's got a good sense of humor. And I was like, you're one of the only people who's ever said that about Christian. So you must really like him.
Womp womp. Sad trombone.
But yeah, love Mike O'Brien, and shouts out to him and his wife. Their episode with me is hilarious. And just hoping the best for him.
Of how, like I jokingly said, he's kind of like our sister city podcast of like, Damien was like, hey, I know we've done almost every podcast together, and when the baby was born, I took a little time off from the podcast. And Damien asked like, hey, is it cool if I interview him and his wife without you? It was the first episode. And I was like, oh yeah, 100%. Like, trust everybody involved in that. And so I think that kind of says a lot.
And I think that's kind of what you said is you were like, I'll be back soon, but if there's anybody who's going to like, quote unquote, take my place while I'm gone, I'm glad it's Mike. So shout out to Mike. Best of luck, buddy. Let us know if you need anything. But yeah, two episodes on the Triple R channel with him. One with just him living in Pittsburgh. And the other one is with his wife, which is Keep a Shorty by the Shitter, I believe is what it's called.
That is the name of it.
That whole bit is goddamn hilarious. So shout out. Love you, buddy. Number 3. Do you want to take this one?
So the note on here has, in parentheses after the name of the guest, is most viewed / most hated.
It is the highest views that we've ever gotten on any episode. And it is by far the most hated. And the reason it came in at number 3 is not because it's a fan favorite. is because it is the most watched and most hated. And we have to have a special place on the list for that because that's impressive in and of itself. How can something be the most hated and the most viewed? Well, if that doesn't summarize the internet, I don't know what does.
And that guest is Violent J.
Whoop, whoop.
We got to come clean, right?
About what?
It's clearly you.
I sunk into that character so hard. I think I blacked out. I didn't even remember doing this.
The best part though is
you can see clearly it's just our picture behind me.
We can't talk about this without we mentioned him earlier because I will say he's our number one fan, JM.
Yes.
So people got two very, very different perspectives of this if you watched or if you only listened. Because if you watched, clearly it's me and Damien. But if you listened, JM thought I legitimately was interviewing Violent J.
And not just JM, to his credit. Anybody who just listened and didn't watch was like mad at Christian.
They were furious with me.
Like calling for him to no longer be on this show with how bad he fumbled this episode.
Which means I fucking nailed it.
You nailed it, dude. Do you know how hard it was for me to stay in character when you said, yes, whoop, whoop?
Let me find the clip.
That had me absolutely rolling. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if we have clips.
I
think we only hyped it up and we never, because if we put out clips, it would have ruined the bit. Yes, whoop whoop. Almost broke me. We both, to our credit, I think if we were to apply or throw our hats into the ring of any kind of acting, I think this is what we would do.
Here, we're gonna show you a little bit behind the magic.
Okay.
Of our Riverside here, and it's just easier to find it this way.
Don't look at our social security numbers.
Or do.
Who cares at this point? Mine's up on my fridge, so you can just come over.
With your. All right.
Here we go.
Here's why can't I? Okay, you ready?
Get some batteries for that. So kind of going into as people should know, you're the lead singer of the Insane Clown Posse.
That's right.
ICP.
That's right.
And the term for fans of yours is juggalos. So
whoop,
where did that? Yes, whoop whoop. Where did the term juggalo?
Look at me. I had to turn my head. I couldn't even look at you. With the fucking tie and the parted hair, the yes whoop whoop was it broke me. I absolutely could not continue.
I think
yes, whoop whoop.
Yes, whoop whoop.
Damn it. That still makes me fucking cry laughing.
I think the best part about that, going back to most hated, also most DMs or like directly to either of us of like, I fucking hate you.
Yes.
Why?
Why the fuck would you do this? And then my other favorite too is on Spotify and on YouTube. There are people commenting who clearly didn't watch the episode and just went to comment because one of the comments that cracks me up the most is like, these guys are freaking out about having this guy on who's a washed up deadbeat of an artist. And I was like, that is the funniest comment you could have put because you clearly didn't watch and you don't know what the bit is.
I think also the build up for it for the longest time of like, I don't know if we talk about this in the top moments or fan favorites of the fucking build up of this, of the whole bit about going, is Violent J your dad?
It was months.
And then the week of releasing the episodes, we did teasers, which we never do teasers of like being like, oh, who, like giving like hints of who it could be. and then and then releasing it, and just one of the most viewed, one of the most hated, one of the most like people being like, you guys should do this more as well.
Yeah, we did get to people who understand the bit and who appreciate it. We're like, damn it, that execution, you guys should do some more character stuff. And we may or may not do it in the future. I think we have some other ideas that we've been toying around with, but that is kind of the thing behind these types of bits, not to get too inside baseball, but the build up, the anticipation, the payoff, the me jumping in halfway through as he left, all of that took so much editing and production and all that stuff. And now that the bit is out, it's going to be really hard to do something like that again, because now it's like we've already done it kind of a thing. But I think we could pull it off.
I think that also a lot of it is, a lot of people don't know, that was one take. There was no editing. No really a script for the most part.
Well, there was editing to make it work between, because I couldn't be in two places at once, but
I think we filmed the after bit first with no makeup, because we're like, we can't, it would take forever for you to like get the makeup off.
Yes.
So it was easier to film the ending first and then do it. And what I mean by no editing is single take.
No cutting to retake and do. It was just all the way through. The part where I come in hectic and like, oh my God, okay, is he here yet? And finding out that I had missed him. That's all one take. That's all, we just went with it. And then I took 10 minutes and slapped on the makeup and came back in the same exact time, filmed that. We just switched them around. So thank you for hating it. Thank you for letting us know you hated it. And it worked. I'm very happy with the outcome of that.
And I think the last thing to say about it is, yes, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. So shout out to Violent J. We probably, there's 2 or 3 people who we probably wouldn't have this podcast without. And Violent J is one of them.
Your father.
My father. Rest in peace. All right. So coming in at number 2, one of my personal favorites and big friend of the pod. Love this guy so much, and well-deserved second spot and multiple returner is Mike Payne. Crazy Mike Payne.
Crazy Mike Payne.
His stories are hilarious, dude.
What did I call it? Big Daddy Payne?
Big Daddy Payne, yes.
I would say I don't want to say number 1 fan, but he believes in us the most.
He does.
I would say of anyone who, again, a guy who knows his shit too. He was on the radio. Again, we had to make a 2-parter. We don't do a lot of 2-parters. Like, in the essence of a 2-parter, not like we had one interview that went too long, so we had to make it into 2. No, like legit, he had so many stories that he wanted to share with us that we had to have him on twice just to tell them. They're fucking insane. Like, he was so funny. Legit radio DJ in Dallas for several years.
And one of my favorite all-time things about the podcast is his inexplicable beef with Dave Mustaine. It's so good. And he alluded to it in this first one, Payne's Addiction. Shout out to you, by the way, Christian, for naming it that. Like Jane's Addiction, but Payne's Addiction. Great.
And then naming the second episode, part 2, Dave Mustaine's Disdain.
With Mike Payne. that one was me. But yeah, he alluded to it in the first one, and there were some things where he was like, I also have stories about this. And while we were ending with him, we were like, when do you want to come back? And he gave us a date, and we recorded it like a couple weeks after, because we were like, we absolutely need to do this again. So fantastic episode, fantastic person. him and I have become really, really close outside of the podcasting. We text and call each other a lot, and he's actually gotten me started on voiceover acting.
Yeah, great voiceover coach. Legit class, like not necessarily in it for the money at all. He just wants to share his knowledge of voice acting and like, what is it? He did the Swiss Chocolate Museum. He's the voice of.
He's the voice of the Swiss Chocolate Museum.
Like fuck, he believes in us so much. He is a sponsor for this podcast. Like,
yep, he sponsored this podcast and gave us money.
Yeah.
To, shout him out, and he shouts us out, and he gives anybody who comes to him and mentions Triple R. I don't know if it's still going, but he was giving discounts.
Yeah.
To people who mentioned our name, and he just loves what we do. He loves coming on the show and supporting us, and we can't thank him enough for that. So, be looking out, because I'm sure he will be on again at some point.
Yeah. Great guy. Definitely.
Do we want to do one clip from him?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the best clip to do from him.
I think the one that I really enjoyed was his clip with Ozzy's pretty cool. Just to show you how cool this guy is and all the things that he's done. He comes on this show and he's a fan of ours. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty rad.
Especially like what we now know, like hindsight being 2020.
So this is the picture with Ozzy.
That is killer.
That is cool.
And then the cool thing was about a month or so later, because this was early November, in December, I got a Christmas card from them.
No.
Yeah. So, and then
may all your Christmas dreams come true.
And you get that. Sharon. Yeah. You get tons of stuff in the mail when you work your radio. I used to get tons of stuff, and then it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, letter, record label, letter, and I'm like, the hell?
Yeah.
Is this for? And it's like, it's just a normal Christmas card. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll keep that.
Yeah.
So that's his first interview that he ever did on the radio, was with Ozzy Osbourne. And if it's any indication of how much Ozzy loved him, it's very understandable, seeing as how we also love him. Yeah. So just really, really awesome, fun guy, very funny, great stories, and legitimately is like kind of the father figure that I never really had. And pretty cool that we got to just meet him through doing this bullshit podcast.
Yeah, no, definitely forever friend of the podcast.
Absolutely. He will come on he was my second choice while Christian was gone, and we just couldn't link up our schedules. Yeah. All right. Drum roll, please, for our number one most loved guest, Neil Murdoch of Blue Nation, baby. This one, I'm very happy that this came in at number one, because I personally would agree with that. I know I'm biased, but this is by far the coolest episode I think we've done.
Yes, I would definitely have to agree. It's only number two to Mike Burns for myself. But I know this is your Mike Burns episode.
I was just going to say the same thing. For what Mike Burns meant to you on a personal level, Neil meant to me. And not only was it surreal having him on, and it's funny too, because I loved this experience so much, but I have since gone back and rewatched it now that some time has passed, and I cannot handle how cringe I am with him, because I'm just so taken back that we're with him. But he did not let that bother him, and he stayed on. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but he stayed on after we recorded.
Yeah.
Talked with us for probably 30 minutes. You left, stayed on to talk to me, and waited until Abby was out of the shower so that she could come and talk to him, because I told him my wife loves their band too. He probably stayed on with us for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. No, it's what a fantastic man. Like,
yeah,
just the best outlook on life. Just the vibes, man. Like, I think that's the best way to put it, right? He's just again, one of those instances where it's like, why are you talking to us? Like, you don't need to. You don't need that. Like, and just he was fantastic. I will admit, this is going back to an ongoing theme of the podcast. Damien described their music fucking terribly to me.
I did.
You were like, it's like dirty rock, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound appealing. And instead, Neil finally was like, oh, we're like a mixture of like Zeppelin and the Beatles. I was like, oh. And then I finally listened to their album,
The Ordinary People.
The Ordinary People. A true, legit album of where you need to sit down and not skip around, not do singles, even though that you could.
You could.
It's one where you do need to start with track 1 and listen just straight through. Like, you should listen to an album. Like,
I agree. And so, they really did a good job with that. And I kind of got into that in the episode of asking, was that intentional? And ironically, it wasn't intentional, but that doesn't dismiss the fact that you still should do it. And man, talk about we started out silly, and he was bickering with us and joking.
Yeah,
and
the banter
back and forth to start, and then the ebb and flow just went into men's mental health. Got really serious. We were all very like somber and really talking about real stuff, and then back into the silly, back into being a fan. And he probably did the coolest thing that anybody's done, which is when we interview musicians, we always ask if we can use one of their songs for the episode. And he goes, I'm going to send you multiple, and you just pick the ones that you want to use.
Which is also a dick move, because it took a while to pick one because they're all so fantastic. And
so I chose 2.
An amazing man, an amazing band. I think when me and Damien, of course, we're biased in this instances of like, if people, Damien and me were just joking about how like we're podcasters, and if we bring up the podcast of like, if we were to recommend an episode to anyone, I think we recommend Neil and Mike Burns episode, and then the cockroach episode.
Yep. That's in that order too.
Yeah.
Neil, Mike Burns, Cockroach Living. Those are the 3 that we go. If you want to know what our podcast is about, this is it.
And I think about like we're entering in a contest, just enter in, and me and Damien were going back and forth of, okay, should we do this episode or Mike Burns' episode? And we're going back and forth. And then, so I was like, fine, like, okay, we've talked about it. I run marathons. And so I was out running. I was like, okay, I'll listen to both episodes back to back. I was just, by myself running through some wooded area. And I think what finally really got me was with this episode where we go into the men's mental health stuff. I was like, this is it. This is where we're actually like legit, as Damien kind of put it, where I would say we are podcasters. We are legit good at interviewing. I don't want to say it's our perfect episode, but it might be our perfect episode.
I think I would consider it our magnum opus.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the reason is because we do showcase the silly knuckleheads, the ability to fanboy about stuff, the ability to roll with the punches, and ultimately be like, we're not just silly idiots. Like we put on a show because it's a podcast and it's entertaining, and I ramp up my stupidity to 10 instead of 9, and we try to make jokes, and we try to interrupt each other with bits and stuff like that. And I think we showcase we don't have to rely on that. We can take the conversation wherever we want to, especially when we have a guest like him who's just an open book. And it really means a lot to us.
And I think what also, going back kind of the Burns episode I talked about, of like motivation to keep going, is at the end of this episode, Neil was like, hey, anytime you want to interview me or anything, if you're over in the UK, hit me up. And he was even like, I don't think he'd mind us sharing this information. He was like, yeah, there are some even news organizations or like legit interviewer magazines who are like reach out and be like, hey, can we interview us? And we kind of brush them off. But he's like, for you guys, we'll always be there no matter how big we get. Because he's like, you're here with us now. And like Blue Nation was in a fucking movie about Birmingham with some of like with Ozzy and I can't remember who else, like a legit documentary, and they're part of like the Birmingham scene. Also talking about, going back to the theme of the podcast, someone who's so fucking happy to be from their hometown and loves their hometown of Birmingham. And yeah, just if you just want to feel good, listen to that episode. Neil will like, he's just a bright light in this world.
We need more rock stars like that, I think.
And let me pull up a clip.
Man, is that what support feels like? That is amazing.
I really, honestly, man, I'm incredibly lucky, and I know I'm in a very small percentage to have that support. So it's beautiful. So yeah, sorry, Damon, if you've not got that, man. I'll be your sport network. Just call me. Just message me, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Dad, is that you?
Like,
Dad, is that
like
you?
Your mom
doesn't absolutely adore you, Damien.
Yeah.
But you could tell, right? Look at the way that conversation, he's so genuine and so you could feel that he's being serious and genuine and still immediately flips the switch into taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah. So
it was truly an all-star, rock star guest episode, and I'm very happy that it made number one.
Yeah. Again, if you take anything from this episode, if you haven't listened to that or gone and watched it, please do.
Yeah. Please do. Yeah, that episode's called Vibes and Veganism with Neil Murdoch. But I think, so we made it through the top 10 favorite guest episodes. And I think to end it, maybe let's just go through some of the top rated bits that people said you absolutely need to include in the 100th episode. Yeah. And we already did the number one dyslexic bit. So number 2 is a deep cut. So if you wouldn't mind going to the Haunting of Mouse House episode and going to...
I'm at 16, 17, so I'm just going to play it.
Yep, here we go. Real quick before we start, we had multiple pledges to rename this episode to Wiener Side Down, and this is why.
This man definitely would be using a used cup to get the discount.
He read you like the back of his hand.
Yep. But no, also at this gas station, I was getting a gas station hot dog because I fucking love gas station hot dogs.
Word.
I get the little boat tray, put my hot dog in it, and then I put my mustard on it.
Ketchup or no ketchup?
No ketchup.
That's
mustard.
the right answer. Nice.
That is the right answer. And I accidentally put it's the fucking squirty things. And so I put a little, probably too much on there, but so I go to pay and Abby's with me and she's like coming up and like she puts her candy on the counter and like I set the hot dog on the counter, but the weight ratio for it in the boat wasn't great. And the only way to describe it is it spilled out of the boat tray. And of course, landed fucking mustard side down.
Wiener side down on the scale. And who knows how many wieners have been on that scale.
And so, like, I ended up throwing it away, but I'm trying to help this man clean up a shit ton of mustard. And the worst part it was the last fucking hot dog.
And then it's just me screaming, no! Oh, that bit. So that goes to show how deep the cuts go from our fans, because I didn't even remember that conversation until
who wrote that in?
My sister. That's her favorite bit in the entire show.
The best part about that is Abby doesn't let me live that one day. My Abby doesn't because we go to that gas station a bit and we walk back and she goes, "You gonna spill another hot dog?"
Probably
not drop, spill.
Oh, it's so good. So one of the other ones I want to get to, because I know we're getting a little long here, but to go back the king of going back a little
Taking
bit.
it back.
I mentioned that if we were to apply to be an actor in anything, we would use the Violent J episode.
Mhm.
However, there's a caveat for me. I want to toot my horn, and I want to say another contender is the Paul Walker's Not Dead bit. And that, by the way, is from episode 1 within, I think it's at 9 minutes in. And how good I sold not knowing Paul Walker was dead, it still comes up of people being like, did you seriously not know that? And in the episode, Christian, you asked if it was a bit. Can we go to that real quick? I don't think there's a video, but
No, I'll put it on our Spotify.
Yeah, right about 9 minutes. This still comes up to me. Did you seriously not know?
He comes on.
He has to live in LA, right? You have to know him, right? Because you live in LA. You know everyone who lives in LA.
I haven't met him yet, but maybe he lives in Tokyo.
Talking about Lucas Black.
Yep.
I would love that.
Yeah,
that's going to be your first merch item.
That's going to be our first podcast anybody actually fucking listens to.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, they got all these fucking car heads are gonna listen. Like, they got Lucas Black from Tokyo Drift. This must be a car podcast.
And he probably knows Paul Walker, so we could probably get in good with him and get Paul Walker.
That's insensitive, man.
He knew Paul Walker.
What?
I can't tell if you're doing a bit or not about Paul Walker.
What's the bit?
Dead for several years.
He's dead. You know how he died?
That's a real funny joke.
Oh, hey.
Yep. No, this is how Damien finds out Paul Walker is deceased.
All right, somebody look that up. There's no way. I would have heard about that.
No, that is for the last movie he's in. They he couldn't finish it, so they had to use his brother and terribly CGI his face on his brother's face.
Yeah, he that could have looked worse, I guess.
Wait, he wasn't just leaving the family to go about his own business and get out of the game?
You never leave the family.
You never leave the family.
That's perfect. So you doubling down.
He passed away a decade ago.
Holy shit.
2015.
Well,
anyways,
I guess I'll have to.
Anyways, you doubling down on it is what really sold it too. Of being like, did you really not know that? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, kudos, because that still comes up, and let it be known that we are just now breaking that illusion. Yes, I've always known Paul Walker is dead.
I think I got messages to my text messages to my phone of people being like, did Damien not really know?
Yeah.
It also, starting off, ongoing theme of this podcast, just fucking the Fast and the Furious.
Love it.
Tokyo!
Love it.
Drift.
Another one that we don't have clips for necessarily, but one of my all-time favorite bits that I need to bring back is calling you a lawyer. And I think
not
legally you have to say not a lawyer.
Not a lawyer. I'm not a licensed
but
attorney.
Just doubling down, always considering you our lawyer. That one's fun.
You're like, I'll have to talk to my lawyer.
Yeah. So that's great. Some of the other funny ones are, of course, we're moving on to the clips. Most requested clips.
I'm trying to figure out this line that someone wrote in.
Mm-hmm.
Too many kings, too little time.
Oh, that's a fun one. That is the same episode of Blasphemy with Sri. I think the short clip is actually called "Too Many Kings, Too Little Time."
All right, let me find it.
And then, ironically, Blasphemy did also make the list of favorite clips.
Also, how many times I've mispronounced words this.
That's an ongoing bit as well that I love. And remember, this is a great example. The Blasphemy one is a great example of, I used to correct you, and now we just pretend it's not happening.
Yeah.
we simply don't have time to go over all of them that you've mispronounced. But let's go to let's do those in order because I think it's right in order of what happened in the show.
I love though you
Mason
just said you're the king of two different things in the span of like 2 minutes.
Hey, Christian, can I talk to you on the side for a second? Sorry, Sri. We'll be right back. Christian, if you don't stop making me look like an idiot, we're canceling this podcast.
You're declaring yourself king of many things.
I have to make him seem like I'm supposed to be here.
By saying you're a king?
Oh my God. All right. Sorry about that, Sri. We're back.
Also, pretty good acting as well.
Also, Sri was not prepared for
No, he was cracking. By the way, shout out Sri. I think that episode needs more love too. But and then go right into, so we do an immediate callback. If you type in blasphemy, there's an immediate callback because that whole Christian, can I talk to you on the side for a second? That was completely out of the blue. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know if we have that as a clip.
You know what? Maybe we don't. Well, cut all of this out. But anyways, go check out Blasphemy with Sri. Yep. That whole like, hey, can I talk to you on the side was a very funny bit that we just randomly started to do. And then you did it right back at me when I called you out for mispronouncing blasphemy. And it was just very, very funny. And I thought we had a clip, but we don't. I apologize.
No, we do not. That's okay.
But yeah, I think one of the last ones that we wanted to talk about is one that you keep begging me to give you another shot at. You want another shot at this joke.
Oh, yes.
And since it's the 100th episode, I will allow you to try it again.
So the joke is, after every question I ask, you must say ketchup, liquor, and rubber buns.
Okay.
Ketchup, liquor, and rubber buns.
Got it.
Okay. What did you buy at the store?
Ketchup, liquor, rubber buns.
What did you have for dinner?
Ketchup, liquor, rubber buns.
What do you do when an old lady crosses the street?
Ketchup, liquor, rubber buns.
You gross man. That's assault.
Are you happy you did that? He's killing him, folks. But anyways, so I wanted to give you that opportunity to try it again. Other than that, some of our highest rated clips didn't get necessarily voted in, but just based on sheer viewership is all of the Nebraska Saga clips. So if you haven't watched those, you can watch them individually, or you can go and watch our short film, Hey Damien, the Nebraska Saga. Very, very funny. I truly believe that our in-person stuff is cursed, and we beat the curse with the Nebraska Saga.
Well, we had good clips, other clips. We had you swimming in the pool.
That's a good one.
Damien. We had me jumping into the pool and
screaming. Oh, can we play that one real quick?
Okay.
I think that's just on Instagram, though.
Is it?
We'll go out. We'll go out with this last clip because I think the timing of the cut is perfect.
While I look it up, do you want to do the special shout outs to episodes?
So the special shout outs that deserve more love is Blasphemy with Sri. Damien's mom caused the 97 blizzard. I think that's one of the funniest stories that we've ever told on this. And that view count on that episode is maybe 7 total. You have to go listen to that episode. It's very funny. Costco cart crash is also maybe one of our most underrated but well put together episodes.
Hilarious,
where we introduce the backer inners and things like that, which lives on in the lore of the Triple R world.
Yep.
The episode with Haley, my sister, What Are the White People Called? Actually has a very, very good view count, but with how good that episode was, I think it deserves a lot more.
And we shit on Keegan.
And we shit on Keegan a lot, which is great. And ultimately, the number one that I think deserves a lot more credit for how well we did, given the fact that it was an in-person, is Snack Shack review.
Check out that film if you haven't. It's based in Nebraska City, Nebraska. Huge nostalgia feel for me and Damien. Really shows what it's like of a summer, really is a great picture of a summer for what it was like for us growing up in Nebraska. I think it really does a great job of that. So,
and we really, I think that's our best, I guess we only have done 2 real movie reviews, and one of them is Fart the Movie, which I love, but that one is literally hated and has very little views. So that one's actually hated.
That's what happens when you try to do Mystery Science Theater. You're maybe have had too many drinks and talk over the most major plot line of the film and don't realize it for the rest of the film.
And then we don't unmute it at the last 15 minutes. So go to Snack Shack, watch that movie review. It's fucking brilliant.
Yep.
And you want to go out with this final clip?
No, but like we're in LA. I came here to swim.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees out. The water's even colder than that.
But like a sunny 50 in LA is like an 80 in back in Nebraska. Like, I'll be fine, man.
You know what? I trust you.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
I think that should go on Reddit under the perfectly timed, or what is it? Perfect scream cuts or whatever that is. Perfectly timed cuts. That is brilliant. That whole time that you were in LA holds a special place in, I think, both of our hearts, honestly, because that's when we started like really getting the groove of this podcast, and also is part of our next and final section, which is our in memoriam. Mm-hmm. And without further ado, rest in peace to our live show that will never see the light of day, and
the several mice that have been
tragically have passed.
Mm-hmm. And so after this, give it a watch, and as we always say, bye.
We love you.